JK Games, a game podcast where we bring you the news and reviews we care about.
And right now, we're diving deep into one game at a time with our official video game book club.
So whether you're someone to 100% every side quest,
or you're just here to scream and survive.
Easy mode or expert, you belong in our cursed conversation.
So grab your flashlight and let's break it down one level at a time.
Spooky. Hope y'all are still here. That probably scared everyone away. It was so scary.
Did my flashlight scare you on my phone? If you're watching the video.
Oh God. I'm Jerica, one of your lovely hosts here tonight.
And I am Kayla, your other host, and I am so excited for spooky season. Technically, it's not here quite yet. But Jerica, I think spooky season is...
It truly is. We do it, like, I think me and you are constantly, like, in Halloween gear. We're ready to go. I have costumes left and right, just ready to throw on mullets, hot dogs. Commander Shepard, even. I got a costume.
Yeah.
For any occasion.
I think that you should break it out. I mean, me and Jerica, listen, we've had a long-standing tradition of many different Halloween costumes. We do spooky streams, which we will continue to do, and you can find on the internet. If you go to our YouTube, you can see like our past spooky streams. We played, was it last year we did Don't Scream?
Yeah.
Was that last year?
Yep.
Yeah. And then I think the year before we did Resident Evil Village, maybe a couple years ago, but we typically pick something every Halloween, or even a couple things. But definitely keep your eyes peeled for some upcoming shenanigans.
I really want to play Cabin Factory. Like, I'm going to stream that at some point.
Yeah, you've been saying that.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, I played like 30 minutes of it, and I was like, I'm going to wait because this is good stream content.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you play that. But if you missed it, we're kind of jumping into our loadout a little bit. If you're new here, we gotta lay the land first, kind of get our bearings. But if you missed Jerica a few days ago, Jerica streamed Baby Steps, and that was
also
hilarious.
Scary, depending on your fear of heights or men in a onesie that maybe lives in his parents' basement and has trouble walking. If you're scared of that, then this game is considered spooky. Just saying.
Yeah, for sure. And it was so funny. Like we posted a clip on social, so definitely check that out and catch the VOD if you haven't already looked at it. But in the spirit of getting our loadout done and kind of letting you know what's on the docket, what's the plan? We do have coming up tomorrow night in our Dido sphere. If you're new here, we're part of a network called Drop In Drop Out Pod, where we go live every Thursday with different topics, which there will also be a lot of spooky things there if you're into that. We're also doing a hot dog jamboree tomorrow night. Jerica, what's the hot dog jamboree? Because I feel like this is mostly born from you.
It set me up here because I think we're playing Fall Guys. All I know is I have a hot dog costume and I've been looking for an excuse to bring it out on Drop Out content. And Fall Guys, there's a hot dog costume. I'm gonna say hot dog dude costume that you could wear. And then I just like hot dogs, so I've got a plan for I'm leaning into a Bloody Mary hot dog water beverage of some sort. I'm just probably going to make a Bloody Mary and pour hot dog water in it. And my straw will be a hot dog. So if you want to play Fall Guys with us, join in on the fun. That's tomorrow night. And watch me use a hot dog as a straw.
I cannot wait. And it's going to be all of us, the whole cast at 8 p.m. Central. Or no, 8 p.m. EST. Yes, Oh, you just wait. There's a lot of things in store. It's going to be the whole shebang.
I always lose track of our time zone. So if I ever give someone the wrong time, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's been tough.
Hey, Josh, can you lift me up a little bit in the scene?
Oh,
I'm too low.
You're
I look like
now.
I don't have it. I'm not crouching. Did you say I was
It was fine. I'll lift you up. You raise
Maybe
me
I was
up.
maybe I was slouching, but now I'm proper. Raise
got me.
me up.
Oh, look.
When I can
Whoa.
stand
Raise
on
me up.
mountains. But yes, and with that being said, though, you will be able to join this jamboree. So not only are we playing Fall Guys, but you can actually play along with us. So join our Discord if you haven't already. There's a specific section in the Discord, which maybe our producer Josh, who didn't introduce himself. So sorry, Josh. Welcome.
Oh yeah.
We have you can join our specific discussion, or you can join in all the fun. There's a lot of different channels in there, but we do have a specific section. We are discussing Silent Hill F, which is our game that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking a little bit of the backstory about what is Silent Hill, what makes it different from some of the other horror franchises, a little bit of the history of. But before we do any of that, we're gonna play a little game, and this is part 1 of 3. So if you haven't played much of Silent Hill F, or it's just on your radar and you want to kind of hear our thoughts, our first impressions, don't worry. This is gonna be, I would say, mostly spoiler free. If we get to any spoiler territory at all, it'll just be early story game beats, because Josh and Jerica are both pretty far ahead of me. I'm only about 2 hours in, roundabout, but by the end of our 3-part week deep dive, we will have a full picture of all the things. So this is just a little dip our toes, just a little dip. But yeah, Josh had a game that he wanted to prepare for us, so I would love for you to take it away, Josh, and tell us what you had planned for tonight.
Yes, in honor of Silent Hill F, there's a lot of debate. What's the F stand for? Could be Frankfurter in honor of the hot dog jamboree.
Yeah.
But well, we're not going to answer that tonight. What we're in honor of the F in Silent Hill F, we are going to play a game called Fact or Farse, where I will present you with some gaming, we'll say a fact or a farce about a specific game that starts with F. And yeah, you're just going to tell me if it's real or not. I mean, fact or farce or not. So it's a group effort, there's no winner, I guess, or wiener.
I mean,
in honor of hot dog jamboree.
No wieners allowed.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I want to be a wiener.
Hopefully I can lean on my friend Jerica, because I don't got that F game in.
Well, we'll see.
Kayla, you got that F game.
You might know. You might know some of these.
You got that F game.
This is just for fun, It's just to get the hot dog juices flowing. Okay, so here's your first F game fact, and this is about the game Far Cry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I know that a little bit.
The original Far Cry was developed as a tech demo to show, the new graphics engine, but it wasn't planned as a game.
I think that is Farse.
I think it's a fact, only because I feel like Far Cry has a lot of different things going on in it. Open world, different quests. I'm trying to think of other games that came before it that were to that extent. So maybe that, I would say, is a fact. So I could see that being a potential game to sort of showcase what this engine can do. So
that's correct. It's a fact. Of course.
Wiener.
Far Cry.
Wiener.
I put this in specifically because I kind of have a running joke with tech demos turned into games. So yes, it was a tech demo turned into a game, of course, for the Cry engine, which it's still active today. Cry engine's still a thing you can use as a game engine. You like Unreal Engine, Unity, Cry engine. At one point, was it Amazon? They bought it, and so I don't know if they're still doing stuff with it. And at one point, what's that one? Star Citizen was being made on it. I don't know if that still is. They switched engines at some point. So there you go. Okay, how about this one?
Play along with us. Please help us.
Play along. Frogger. Okay, that's an F game. There is a original prototype of Frogger where the character Frogger drove a little car instead of crossing the road on foot.
It could be 50-50. Well, it is.
It could be fact or farce. Who knows?
It's only one or the other.
It could only be one or the other, y'all. I don't know.
I'm thinking fact. That sounds like I believe that.
I do too.
I believe it. It could
I
be
feel like, you
anything.
know, they're trying to like, well, surely a frog can't just hop over a road. We got to give him a vehicle too, right? Because that's more realistic.
Yeah.
This is a farce.
Sure.
This is farce.
Oh,
This is
man.
farce. You think you're gonna have a little frog driving a car? Come on.
I mean, I feel like what's
It,
that?
it'd be cute, actually.
He's been in a car before, surely, right?
I don't think so.
Dang.
I mean, well, actually, when you think logistically, well, I'm not thinking about Frogger. You know what I was thinking about? The Gen Z in me was thinking about Crossy Road instead of.
Ah,
Oh,
yes. Crossy Road, they are in a
Crossy
car
Road.
at some point.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
I haven't thought about Crossy Road in a while.
Hey,
That
welcome in,
game's
Dan
fun.
Good Show.
Okay.
Welcome to the party.
Your next F game for Factor Farce is going to be for Fire Emblem.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So Fire Emblem was never released in Japan by Nintendo until it gained popularity from Smash Brothers.
Farce.
I'm gonna go fact because I feel like this is one of the things that Josh was like, I know this thing, so I'm gonna put it in here because it's true. I think this is
You're
Josh
right.
answer.
Which you're
Fiction.
making me.
Or no,
You said you said that didn't come out in Japan.
It didn't come out in the U.S.
U.S. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Fact. Yeah, I agree. I was getting it backwards. I'm like, why wouldn't that come out in Japan? Isn't the studio from Japan? Aren't they there?
Yeah, Nintendo makes it. Yeah.
Yeah, go shed bar.
Misunderstood.
This is a fact. So Fire Emblem was a Japanese only series. They actually thought that Americans would find it boring or whatever because it's a strategy game, and it got included in Smash Bros. The characters Roy and Marth got included in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and Smash Brothers is so popular that people are like, wait, who are these people? I want that game, and so they started releasing Fire Emblem after they were featured in Smash Brothers. Yeah. So there you go.
Do they think we're just too dumb to play games like that?
Yeah, they do.
Well, I sort of am. It's okay, but you know, I'm not. There's other people that enjoy tactics.
Dan Good Show said Fire Emblem is one of his favorite.
Oh, there you go. Now you know. You know the star.
You just can't assume all of
Smash
Americans
Brothers made it
like
happen
us.
for you.
Like me, anyways.
Okay, so here we go. Another F game. Fable. You may have heard of Fable, right?
Oh, yes.
I think Jerica likes Fable. Yeah.
I'm a big Fable fan.
In Fable 2, there was a scrapped feature where your dog could learn to talk if you maxed out its affection.
I don't remember that.
Well, I'm saying it's a scrapped feature.
Scrapped.
So it didn't make it. So is that a fact or a farce?
Fact. I could see them doing that. Absolutely.
I'm going to support my friend Jerica since she has played Fable. I'm going to say fact.
This is a farce, but you know, I know why you chose fact. This is a little bit, I did a little bit leading here because Peter Molyneux, the developer, was famous for overpromising on features and under-delivering for both Fable and Fable 2. So I wanted to make a little trick question there for you.
And Milo. Whatever that game
and Milo.
was.
Yeah, exactly. That didn't even come out.
When will the Fable remake come out? That's the question. Well,
I hope it comes out next year. Please, God, let that game be safe.
The Dan Good Show says Peter Mulder just says stuff for real. Yeah, one of his most famous ones is he said you could plant a tree in Fable, and then over the time that you're playing it, that tree would like slowly grow into like a big tree, and that wasn't in there.
That'd been so cool though.
Yeah.
Really he saw the vision.
He saw the vision.
They did that in Fortnite a few years ago.
Oh, hey, you're right.
They stole his idea.
Okay, another F game. We don't have too many left, you know. F-Zero, okay? F-Zero. Captain Falcon. You know who Captain Falcon is?
He rides in that ship thing that I see in Smash.
Yeah, exactly. Captain Falcon was originally designed to be a Metroid side character before they put him into F-Zero.
For real?
Cog when you need him.
Well, Factor Farce.
I could see that being a fact because they're like, oh, Samus, once they figure out it's a gal, she's gonna have to have a boy there to help her. I could see that being a story. I could see that being like, oh, I gotta have a sidekick. Samus can't be solo. Need someone
a
to
woman must be tied to a man.
She got to be tied down to F-Zero man. Fact. I think that's real. I think that's a fact.
I think that's. I'm gonna say farce, but I don't have any reason why. I just want to be contrary.
Yeah,
it's a farce.
Wow.
The thing is, though, because Samus is a bounty hunter, there's lots of bounty hunters in the F-Zero expanded universe. So Samus would actually fit well within the universe there, but they were never really designed like, cross-designed like that. Yeah.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Samus, don't let Samus share the spotlight with anybody else, okay? I'm not even passionate about the games itself. I'm just passionate about marketing of this game. You've heard me bitch and moan about it on other episodes of things.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Let's do one more. Okay, one more.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII was originally planned as a detective story set in New York City following Detective Bob.
This is so weird that it has to be true. Like, what? That's so random.
It's the Bob that's throwing me off, personally. I think it's Farse.
I'm gonna say fact on this one. That sounds so bizarre, but like it's so specifically bizarre.
Gianni in the chat said this is a good one, which makes me think that maybe it's true.
Gianni is a Final Fantasy knower. I've come to find out, so that's good.
Okay.
This is in fact a fact. This is a fact. In the original, this is so early though. This is a very, very, very early concept that it didn't make it into any kind of. It was just planning phase at this point. But they looked at doing New York City, and they had like a draft. I think Detective Bob is probably just a stand-in name. But imagine having Detective Bob instead of Cloud, instead of Sephiroth. You got Detective Bob from New York.
Detective Bob from New York is
what
crazy.
Are you doing?
Imagine Bob the Builder in a detective suit. That's what I'm imagining.
Bob the Builder.
And so there you go.
Amazing.
That was
thank you, Josh.
Factor Farse with all the F games because of Silent Hill F.
Woo! Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh. That's a great icebreaker to take us into our conversation about scary and existential dread. I'm so excited. But I'm so glad to have Jerica and Josh here because we're gonna jump into our history with the game, but I don't know anything about Silent Hill. So Jerica has so kindly taken control of the episode because I don't know what's going on. I'm so ready to know.
It's okay because honestly, I haven't played a Silent Hill game to the end, and I haven't played any of the originals. The first Silent Hill experience I've ever had was playing the playable teaser that randomly showed up in the PlayStation store almost 10 years ago. And everybody's like, what's this?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Kojima's working on the new Silent Hill game and Norman Reedus is in it. This is awesome. This experience was terrifying. So that was my first experience with a Silent Hill experience. Even though it was just a demo, it's still considered my favorite Silent Hill game. It's incredible. It's awesome. Kayla, one day you're going to play it. I got to figure out a way for you to play it.
I know.
Do you still have a console with it?
No, I sold it like a dummy.
It's hard to play. There might be a way.
But
is there a video online?
Yeah.
I can just watch. I can just watch.
I think
I know
there's some folks out there that remade it in certain ways, so I can find. Let me see
There's
if
some
I can find
ways.
you
There's some things. There's some things.
A situation, Kayla.
Yeah, situations.
I got one of those cloaks with the watches, and I got what you're looking for. So,
got some letters in the chat.
Kayla, don't feel bad. I'm not a huge Silent Hill. I don't know a lot about it. I've watched some of the movies. I feel like there's one or two movies, and I've always been intrigued by it. But when it came, the first one came out, and I'm gonna, before we dive into Silent Hill F and what we're thinking, first impressions, wanted to pull it back a little bit so I can also educate myself on Silent Hill, and then also help Kayla. So I'm helping you, and I'm helping myself this evening.
Amazing.
And whoever else is joining us, if you've never played a Silent Hill game, hey, we're going back in time and revisiting and talking about the history of Silent Hill. But also, after we learn a little bit about Silent Hill, let's talk about what that means for Silent Hill F, and then talk about comparing it with games that are similar. So me and Kayla, me and you are really dialed into Resident Evil. One of my, it's got to be in my top 10. Resident Evil games are somewhere in my top 10 games of all time. I have so much fun playing those games.
Yeah.
So it just seems like a no-brainer that we would also like Silent Hill as well, because it's comparatively a similar type of game. But as we'll learn, and I'm eager to like dial into this with Josh, because Josh, how many or what Silent Hill games have you played?
I've played a lot of them, completed a few of them, but I'm pretty familiar with the series and the series themes, especially the earlier ones. I played most of those, so like 1, 2, 3.
Okay, cool.
And then there's some after that I mostly like just maybe not beat, but like played some of. But yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, like we got the perfect group here, just sort of to explore what makes Silent Hill a Silent Hill game and not another Resident Evil, right? Or what separates it from the pack of all these scary games that we love playing, first person, third person. Because Silent Hill's traditionally always been third person, is that right?
Yeah.
Do you know,
to my knowledge, it's always third person, unless there's some weird side one. But
PT.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
first
PT.
person. That was great. What a good time. But I think it might have been designed that way, maybe because they didn't want to reveal it was Norman Reedus. I don't know, or maybe
because it was a demo, so it's hard to say what the gameplay.
I didn't even know it was
been.
Norman Reedus. This is the first time I've heard this. This is amazing.
Kayla, we got
that's a deep dive. You need to do like a whole deep dive on all that.
So good.
We could do like a little mini video game book club about it or something. That could be fun.
Yeah, we probably could squeeze that in this month.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say,
I'm eager to do it.
When
are we doing this?
I would do it now. Let's do it next week.
Right now. Let's just stop the podcast.
Stop it now. Do it right now.
Let's watch it live. We're gonna play it right now.
Jerica and I are impulsive, and Josh is like, I don't have the scene ready for that.
I gotta get the scene.
What were you saying, Kayla? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying we have discussed Resident Evil a little bit. So if you want a deep dive on Resident Evil, we did do an episode. So if you search JK Games Resident Evil, like I forget what we titled it, but we did a whole like slide by slide of every single Resident Evil game. And so if you want like a deep dive lore into Resident Evil franchise, it's somewhere on our channel. So this is not tonight, but a plug for our other episode.
We'll compare it. Let's look back in time and like see who comes out on top. But I have a feeling that we'll discover Silent Hill has its own place, and there's a reason why. Because I'm starting to see, like, as I'm playing through Silent Hill F, I'm like, okay, I see the difference here, and I see why it matters. But to help us sort of understand how we got here, I'm just going to go through quickly and read like the game in chronological order that have like the mainline Silent Hill games. And I have in my notes like the setting of it, and then just like some quick little notes about that game. Yeah, no major spoilers, just like, hey, this is what was happening in this game. Because after I read this earlier, I was like, man, Silent Hill F, big change from the original formula with storytelling or like main characters and atmosphere and see like time, location, all that.
Yes.
But first, I'm gonna run through this list of games so we have an idea of what we're dealing with here. Josh has played the first 3.
Yeah, very familiar.
Silent Hill, 1999 is when this came out. Takes place in the town of Silent Hill. It's a fictional, foggy mountain region in the United States. That game is centered around Harry Mason, who arrives searching for his missing daughter in town overrun by fog, shadows, and other world shifting things, I guess. Silent Hill 2, 2001, also takes place in Silent Hill. Maine seems to be the location. I don't know like what region, but I guess Maine, foggy.
I believe I think you're right. I think it is Maine or something like that. Okay. So it's something like that.
Giving Stephen King.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even Alan Wake. I think about the scenery.
I will say this is a quick little factoid. One of the series signature, this fog, which is also in Silent Hill F, it is kind of like a accidental feature because originally like Resident Evil, the original Resident Evils on PlayStation were like pre-rendered backgrounds, like pictures with the character moving on them.
Yeah.
And Silent Hill was a fully 3D town in 1999, so it's like a technological kind of thing. So it's like this explorable 3D little town, but
open space.
They had to put a lot of fog to like hide the rendering and stuff, right? So it a lot of games did that back then, like on N64 and PlayStation. It's like just throw a lot of fog on it because they're not good draw distance. But it adds to that atmosphere, and ever since then, that just becomes like part of the.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
It's cool when you are like, here's a hurdle, here's a challenge for us, like making this game and making it look good for players, and then it ends up being like, okay, we need to be able to hide this what can we do to make this a big part of the story or a big part of like what we're doing here? And it ends up being like the most iconic way to recognize a Silent Hill game is just
exactly.
the fog. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Silent Hill 3 came out in 2003. I don't think they meant to do that, but that's pretty cool. Also takes place in Silent Hill and continues the lore from Silent Hill 1. So 2 had a different character, but Silent Hill 3 continues from 1. The town is deserted, full of fog, and there still seems to be issues or things happening in this town that you can't tell what's real and what's the other world, what's happening here. Is it in the fog? Is it real? Are these creatures actually trying to kill me, or is it all in my head?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then Silent Hill 4, The Room, came out in 2004. Man, they were making games every year.
Pumping them out. Konami.
Crazy.
Dude.
Yeah.
This was it says Henry. And I was like, who's Henry? Has he been in a game before?
That was Harry.
Henry's?
You're thinking of Harry. This is Henry.
Henry's a part. I have Henry's down here. Maybe I meant to write Harry. I don't know if that's like continuing the story.
No,
also,
it's not. I don't think so.
Okay, this might be a brand new character, but you're in someone's apartment and portals seem to be opening up.
Ooh, that sounds fun. I love a good portal horror.
So it's just like, I don't know if this game, I need to look up gameplay, but
this one was interesting. I did play it. I don't think I beat it.
Or you just
that's what was interesting about it.
That's cool.
Because it's literally like it focuses on this room, but like you can leave it to like other things and then come back. It's like the hub sort of. So it's very interesting.
That's kind of cool.
It was popular-ish, but controversial at the same time.
Oh God,
like
now
anything.
I want to go back and play every single one of these. And then Silent Hill Origins. I hate when a game has Origins in the title. Something about it makes me want to like.
I actually didn't play this one at all.
Came out in 2007. Says place in also Silent Hill, but this one's before the original game. That was Origins. Prequel series, same town, same fog, but added mechanics and early story context. So I don't really know who the main player is in that game. I just wanted a quick like, how is it connected to the other games?
Yeah.
And then Silent Hill Homecoming. I remember this and I probably played it a little bit, but this was that time frame in my life that I was just a dumb teenager and I wasn't playing games as much, but I saw it and I maybe tried it, but then I put it down because it scared me. But Homecoming. The protagonist returns home only to face the town's horrors. Also takes place in Silent Hill. The game involves more direct plot and action elements set in and around Silent Hill. And then the titles get even more abstract. Silent Hill Shattered Memories, 2009. This seems like maybe the first time it got reimagined in a new way. Again, mixes 2 different settings: a therapist's office and a Silent Hills like snowy town. And it's based on different psychological tests. Sounds really cool. I don't know if that game's, I don't hear about it often, so I don't know if that hit the mark for what people wanted from Silent Hill or not. And then last but not least, the last mainline Silent Hill game was Downpour in 2012. Takes place in more contemporary times. The protagonist becomes stranded in Silent Hill after a prison transport crash. So, and maybe to separate itself from the others, a new character, brand new situation. How they get to the town is different. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like for me, the fact that how much I love horror games, especially like first or third person where you're exploring puzzles. I think about Resident Evil. Like I love Resident Evil. Like it seems like I would have a need to like revisit Silent Hill, but I really just haven't because. In my opinion, like I don't hear a lot of people talking about Silent Hill. The last time Silent Hill was like a big deal was when PT was a thing.
Yeah,
I
agree.
What's weird is that just from me dabbling in a lot of these too, and just like online fandoms and stuff, it seems to me they maybe tried to change the formula up too much a little bit, and they created like these little pockets of like separate fans, if that makes sense. So like,
yeah, I could see that.
Silent Hill 2 is probably considered. This is why they did a remake earlier, right? Is probably considered to be like one of the peak like formulas, I guess, for it. But after that they tried to experiment, which I'm kind of down with like trying different things. But I think it hurt the series as a whole because while Resident Evil was pretty, I mean, they did have some big changes, right, with first person eventually, and Resident Evil 4 was a big departure. But overall, like, it has a similar format except for like the most recent ones. And so it kind of was able to build like a fan base. Whereas like, I think with Silent Hill, you have like Silent Hill 1 fans, Silent Hill 2 fans, Silent Hill The Room fans. You
It
know, it's
makes
kind of
sense,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause they're
They're all
so-
spread out.
Yeah, and like they tried a lot of I guess like small innovations with each one because I could tell like they were literally pumping these games out like every year.
And then there's this
Like-
huge gap between like
Yeah.
Downpour and now. Like this has been. And when did PT come out? Do we have that?
It's been about
year?
10 years.
And then also, like, is that technically not to make this all about PT, but like, is it a Silent Hill game? Like,
It was called Silent Hills. That was one of the reveals. It was a secret, like, it looked like it was not attached to any series. It was like,
Yeah.
PT, what's this scary demo?
He just put it on the store.
Yeah. It was
And
just
then
like,
people
drop.
like discovered it,
and
and it
then
was
you
was-
play it and find out that it's
Kayla,
attached to Silent Hill.
it was so cool.
Yeah.
Nothing
That's
like this ever
amazing.
happens. Like that's probably like one of my other than Mass Effect will continue, which I don't think it will after today's news, but that's another story. Another top 10 gaming moment of my life was just
Ooh.
experiencing.
Somebody write this
PT.
down.
Write this down. This is an idea for an episode for somewhere. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
no one knew what it was, and it wasn't advertised as like what Josh was saying as a Silent Hill thing. You didn't even know Kojima was tied to it. Like it was, he
Yeah.
had it under like a fake studio. Like PT was what it was called by, I forget the studio name. It was something strange.
Is this like the blue box conspiracy theory? Which makes
it
more
goes
sense
deep,
now.
Which I've let that go now. That's gone.
Yeah.
I don't think that's really happening. But
We did a
it
whole
was
episode
so fun because like everybody on the planet was trying to figure out how to beat it. Because like you're in this hallway and it's all ever looping. You're getting backstory. You're hearing conversations. You're trying to figure out why this character is stuck in this hallway. There's a fetus in the sink crying. There's a ghost woman chasing you, and you're trying to figure out what happened to this woman. And it's creepy. It's weird.
Yeah.
Very psychological. So
Yeah.
like really messes with you. Like there's things in that game that you were able to figure out by using a microphone that would trigger certain things so you can beat it.
Whoa, that's
Like,
cool.
It was really neat. And like the whole world was trying to figure out how to beat the game. So
Yeah.
when they did, you get to see a cutscene and it's Norman Reedus walking around this foggy outside, like you're like in New York City or somewhere, just outside in the city, but it's just full of fog. He's walking in between some cars. It zooms up, you see Norman Reedus, and then you see Silent Hills. And you see that
That's
Kojima's like
so cool.
gonna work on like a a reimagining of Silent Hill, and it's so badass. But then things happened. Kojima, Konami, bullshit, and then Kojima left and started his own game studio, and still brought in Norman Reedus and made Death Stranding.
So was this like Norman Reedus's like first debut in like a game kind of thing? Okay.
He basically was like, okay, I'm doing my own thing, and then use that relationship to just bring him into his own.
Also though, like if you guys are saying, because I think Gianni in the chat said it was like 2012 2014 ish, this is like peak Walking Dead time also, so like he's like very hot in the media. So like I mean,
it was crazy they didn't lead with that, like
right, exactly.
It was like a hidden thing that was him you're playing.
That's
as.
very interesting.
That's
okay, cool.
shit
Thanks.
I love that kind of marketing. Put me on this rabbit chase. What am I trying to say? Scavenger hunt. What's the online thing? ARG. Oh, I don't know what the acronym is, but whatever that is, marketing ARGs. Love that. Thing's fun.
Lots of fans in the chat. We'll have to revisit for sure.
I think obviously OD's gonna, there's a lot of nods to PT in that trailer. Boy. I know this is about Silent Hill, so I'll stop. But
okay. But that helps add some context for me. It helps add context for me to understand like the lore.
PT is Silent Hills, so it's fair game.
It counts.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the whole experience, regardless, like I can only speak to like that's the experience I've played. I've started Silent Hill 2 remake. I got further along, but I'll bring up like we'll sort of start off because I have like some conversation starters here, just talking about like with our experience with Resident Evil and other spooky games, like what is, and Kayla, you can speak to like your experience with Silent Hill F so far.
Mhm.
Like, do you think so far, like all of us, Silent Hill or Resident Evil or any other similar title, do you think Silent Hill has been more interesting or unsettling? Or has there been any differences between Silent Hill and other games like it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that like for me, I've always had a vetted interest in scary games, and I am a big fan of psychological horror. So this is really scratching that itch for me of like I don't need the jump scares to like be scared. And yes, the jump scares are always scary like in a way, but to me there's something about like, and I'm trying to think of the media that I think does this really well, like there's something about a lingering threat that like you can't necessarily see, but you know it's there. And I think Resident Evil is one of those that does it really well, where like the fact that you're having to complete these puzzles under this pressure of this like looming thing that you can't kill, it's just there. And you just have to like know that it's there, and you hear the music change and the unsettling ominous like and like the that's just to me it's very like traditional like horror, but the way that like they do that in games, like when I was introduced to Resident Evil, is like that's kind of the first time I really experienced that. Which speaking of, I think it was Josh and Jerica, both of you, that told me to play the 2 remake. I did buy it because it was on sale for Resident Evil, but I did want to bring something up too that's interesting. When we were talking about the previous games, I looked up Silent Hill on Steam, and you can't get all the games still. Like right now, you can buy like Silent Hill 2 that was remade last year. You can buy Homecoming for like $8, and that's really it. Like I don't see any of the other ones.
A lot of the old ones were all either on PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2. They weren't PC games at all. It was console like exclusive.
Gotcha. Well, even like the most recent one, the Shattered Memories and Downpour, like not, I don't see them like on Steam, which maybe they're not.
I don't know if they came out on
but...
PC. Silent Hill's been very tied to like PlayStation. So hard to say.
Yeah,
for me.
That's a bummer. They haven't been like ported over to PC at this point.
I agree.
That's a bummer because like I'd like to replay some of these games, and I'm sure they're not available on the PlayStation catalog or whatever. I don't know,
but I would say like I feel, and I know this is gonna come up in conversation later, but I definitely think like who you are as the main character makes a big difference for how the horror feels. And so like me knowing that I am kind of helpless right now, at least at like where I'm at in the game, it's definitely unsettling. And like I want to know what's going on. And like there's this like the way that the atmosphere feels, it's so desolate. And like you know that your main character, she's already like and not in the best mental state based on like what she's kind of like experienced recently. And so I feel like a lot of like external factors contribute to like what makes it like scary or unsettling to me. And I'm definitely feeling it in this one for sure.
Yeah, even coming off of like the last Silent Hill game we played, Village, I would say like, or 4, if you played 4, like you're either playing as Leon or Ethan Winters, and they are goofy and powerful. Well, Ethan Winters is a little bit more goofy than Leon, but Resident Evil definitely has a lot more humor. And you don't feel as weak. Like I immediately felt weak playing both 2 and especially Silent Hill F for good reason. It makes sense for the character.
To me, I don't see how that could be a critique of like I think I've seen like some people saying that like you don't have enough strength, and it's like to me that just very clearly seems like the point. I wanted to take in a chat response. Coal Mine said Alan Wake 2 did this so well. You know what? It's fucking with you, but nothing tries to get rid of it. And at times it makes it worse. Ever looming threat that just drives both Saga and Alan mad.
Just like the audio in this game is so good. And Silent Hill F, like if you're playing with headphones, like good in headphones. You hear things around you, and it's so.
I think to your point with Resident Evil and Silent Hill, like it's just a different approach. There's not necessarily right or wrong. Because Resident Evil, a lot of times, like you're either a police officer or whatever. You're someone who's proficient, but you're still vulnerable because there's monsters, zombies, whatever, and also like every bullet counts in some difficulties. Where it's like you're gonna run out of ammo, and
it's scarcity.
So there's still this like tension there with the both the creatures, otherworldly creatures, and like the resource management aspect. Whereas, yeah, Silent Hill F, usually you're not necessarily like a proficient character. You're just kind of a
Yeah.
normal person.
Hmm.
And so it is a little bit different style, like Jerica's saying. You're not necessarily as powerful, maybe, but there's also still item scarcity and limitations there too. So just a different kind of a take on it.
Yeah,
Josh,
for sure.
you mentioned a tension that you feel playing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that is an immediate like difference between Silent Hill and Resident Evil that I really like, because I think the environment itself and just the whole town or whatever wherever you're at. Because like I said, I started playing Silent Hill 2, the remake, and we talked about the fog at the beginning. I know it sounds like a cheesy gimmick, but like the fog just makes the game. Like it just
does, yeah.
gives an unsettling. The tension is literally in the air, and I just feel alone. For some reason, I didn't feel I was alone playing Resident Evil. I don't know why. Maybe because there is those humorous moments and like the dialogue. You hear your character talking a lot in Resident Evil, and you're communicating with other characters a little bit more. Whereas Silent Hill 2 and even F, I'm realizing like there's some other characters, but you're really alone a lot of the time. And you're alone in this town that's creepy. Things can come up on you. And then I just have a feeling like in both games with my playthrough and what I know about with playing PT, I don't know what's really actually happening and what's all in my character's head. Because I feel like that's a big thing that happens that I've heard like is a thing in Silent Hill. So I don't know, like, I'm definitely saying I'm more creeped out and I'm scared playing Silent Hill F than I have been playing any other Resident Evil game, which is wild because those moments from Biohazard were insane and like made me want to like run and jump and scream and like, please hold me. But like, it's amplified in Silent Hill F.
I do think that probably, I personally don't feel that quite yet. Like more scared than I did with Resident Evil, but I do think
I have a weird sense of fear. Then, like,
I think just based on where Kayla's at, you're a little bit ahead. I think it definitely builds.
Better get your diapers.
I'm excited.
Put your diapers on.
I think that like for me, what I can kind of already see though is I do think that like in Resident Evil games, like it is more, and we're using Resident Evil as the example, but like really you can copy and paste any sort of horror franchise, but it's more overt in a way of like what, like, you know, like there's this big ass castle and village and like you have seen like kind of like what to expect in a way, like you know you're going in there and this is what's going to be happening. One thing that has been interesting is like, and again, I'm only a couple hours in, but like I get to this point, and this is kind of the same way in other horror games too. But like I want to look around in this house and try to get all of the things. Like I want to pick up I can't because something's chasing me. I can't stop and like, and I'll try to like stop and get in the desk like while this lady's like behind me, and I'm like, wait, let me just look in the drawers really quick. But no, I definitely see where you're coming from. I just don't think I feel that way quite yet, personally. But
we'll see if that changes. There's an aesthetic that I'm really creeped out by, and that's actually probably just me personally.
Yeah,
I'm really thrown off by uncanny valley situations. Like mannequins have always creeped me out. So this is like hitting a lot of
mannequins in this.
A lot of fear for that I personally have. Like it's really unsettling for me. It doesn't. I mean, could I sleep in a room by myself with a mannequin? No, but like if me and Audrey were sleeping and there was a mannequin room, I could. Okay, that's where the fear at. But if not by myself, I'm gonna take the mannequin outside. It's gonna sit outside. I couldn't sleep in there with that mannequin. And then just something weird about smiles, like clowns to some extent really get me. And there's a lot of that, and like sharp teeth. We talked about this. Sharp teeth, long fingernails, something about it. And the way that all the enemies move is just, they're hitting all the Jerica fears, like hardcore. So maybe that's why it's so amplified for me. I'm like, oh, this is creepy.
I think for me, when you talk about like the aesthetic and kind of like the vibes that you're getting, one kind of thing that keeps popping into my mind, and this may be super niche and specific and But it kind of reminds me a little bit of one of the sections in Squid Games in the first season when you're like
Yeah.
running through the town. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like,
Interesting.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like
I didn't
this
think of
like
that.
it's like open, not like liminal space, like that's the wrong word,
No,
but like
I'd say, yeah.
in a
It's
way, I
weird.
guess.
It's
And one
familiar,
other,
but it's not right. That's
yeah,
ugh.
Yeah,
exactly.
That gets
And
to me
then
for sure.
it's something slightly off, like you mentioned. Uncanny Valley is a really good way to put it. I'd never like put that together because it's like human but not human. And when you first like find that mask, like the face just like ripped off in the building, I was like, oh no. But one other thing I want to mention is something very ever present, and I'm sure we will learn more about later on in the story, and maybe already have from you guys, but very much like the red spider lilies that pop up and they show up. And I know about this from Tokyo Ghoul, is one of my favorite
I
animes.
know about this from Inuyasha.
Yeah.
It's a common Japanese theme, so it's very like very overt.
Yeah, very much symbolizes like I didn't watch
the words.
Inuyasha.
I know that song.
That's an old one. The outro.
I think I might have it on CD.
No, it's good.
I might have it on CD.
I might have it on CD cassette tape. Duaz Infinity. That's the band.
The red spider lily symbolizes death, separation, and rebirth in Japanese culture. So definitely makes a lot of sense why it would be present, and it seems like a big aspect of the game, and they kind of like poke up through faces, which is really scary. But anyways, I definitely immediately like saw that and clocked it for like my what I know with Tokyo Ghoul. And then I'm sure Joss will second this as well, but somebody actually mentioned it that it kind of reminds me a little bit of Uzumaki, the book from
big time.
You pronounce the name, Josh?
I can't. Yeah, but Audrey's got the manga, like all the big thick boy that has all the stories up there.
Ito?
It's good.
Yeah.
Love his art style.
Well,
so good.
Especially like later in Uzumaki, later especially, it's almost like you speed up. That's a good. I thought of this with Silent Hill F too, because Uzumaki eventually, not too spoiler on this, but eventually it gets crazy and like existential, but the town is just totally overrun at some point in there. And so there's body horror, but also just like where, they don't know what to do and they don't know what's real. So definitely some similarities there.
I will say already though, I am so glad Silent Hill also is a scary puzzle game. I love puzzles. I love the puzzles in both games. I already like that the puzzles in this one can be very very hard. We'll get to our impressions a little bit later, or just a few minutes, but like I'm playing on easy combat now because I had to turn that down, and hard puzzles.
Me too.
I am having a great time with those puzzles. I'm having to like pick up notes, learn about lockers and code that the teenagers are speaking to play tricks on each other. I love all that. It's so good. I assume that's been a thing in Silent Hill puzzles, or did they adapt
there's
that
puzzles.
from
I think
Resident
that's
Evil?
I think both.
Who did the puzzle thing first?
I think they're both doing it, and they're probably both copying something else. You know, everything's iterative. I think that's just an aspect of this style of survival horror. So they both do it.
It's good.
Yeah.
I love that. Don't ever change that. Don't formula.
Ever change
either one. Don't ever change, because that stuff's fun.
I have things to say about the puzzles before we get to them. I mean,
well, let's go ahead. I think we have a little understanding of like some of the differences between Silent Hill and, like, for us, Resident Evil, and what makes a Silent Hill game. We're starting to understand that by playing Silent Hill F. But like, let's dive into first impressions of Silent Hill F, and then we're going to go even further with just like themes and exploring what is the story that Silent Hill is trying to tell. That's all we'll end the episode tonight. But
I got thoughts.
Josh is going to set us up for that here in a minute, and I cannot wait.
Thoughts.
But first impressions, where are we all at in the story? What's the last thing you did? Kayla, what was the last thing you did in the game?
Yeah, it's probably good to start with me because I think I have probably the least hours in there. But the last thing that I did, I'm kind of I'm assuming this is a multiple shrine kind of deal, but I'm at the first shrine location where I'm feeling like I'm in Zelda, folks. Why
You
I
mean
got
you're like in
shrines?
like a? Did you go to like a weird world, another world?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
She's in the
That's
depths.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I followed the Fox Man. Lucian mentioned if you're an
Oh my
Avatar fan.
gosh.
Um. Yeah. So I'm at that place. I'm not really quite understanding the puzzle yet, but I think that there's something to like. Yes, puzzles and like things like this are common. I feel like throughout the survival horror genre, but I feel like there's something to there's usually like a gimmick, not a gimmick, maybe the wrong word, but like there's a sort of thread that I think that runs through a specific franchise's puzzle. So I feel like maybe if you have experience with Silent Hill puzzles, you might know, but like I feel like Resident Evil, like once I kind of get the hang of one, I kind of understand like what are some things I should be looking for. So I haven't quite gotten
Yeah,
that
it makes
yet
sense.
for
They've
Yeah, I
been
know what you
sort of-
mean.
they've been very different.
yeah.
I know what you're
I'm
saying.
always overthinking it.
Yes, I always feel
But it
that's what
looks hard.
I always
it appears
overthink
to
it
be
too.
way more difficult than it is. Like,
Yes, I feel dumb every time. I'm like, wait, it's easier than I think it is usually.
Yeah, like this. I know this is like literally one of the first ones, but it's literally like, oh, this looks like this. Great. Let me just. That means it's right. I'm like, oh, this thing looks like this thing. Let
You're
me
talking
put it
about on the
together.
altar, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That
just
was
like,
fun.
oh,
Even that,
oh.
it took me a second. I was like,
was
I
like,
was
what?
overthinking it. Like,
Well, me
I'm trying
too.
to think
That's
of
what
like
I'm saying.
the haiku or the poem. I'm like, what is the meaning of this object with this poem? And it's like, oh no, it just has the logo like literally like on it.
it's on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
literally
trying to
just on it.
interpret
It
some
just looks
things,
the
you know,
same.
looking
Yeah.
deeper inside my psyche. But that's not what
Yeah.
it's asking. It's like just showing me a picture.
So that's where I'm at essentially. Like I'm kind of just like not really still don't really know what's going on. About maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours is where I'm
Okay.
at. Haven't had a ton of time to put in it, but I'm already hooked. I'm already really enjoying it. So I plan on packing in quite a few more hours before we talk about it more next week. What about you guys?
I just finished at the school, or I'm finishing.
You might
at
be
the
ahead of me.
school.
School?
I think you're ahead.
Yeah.
Oh no. How many
Mhm.
hours, Jerica?
I probably put in about 6 hours, 6 to 8, somewhere in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say this in a way that's like not spoilery, but there's like a scarecrow part.
Yes, that.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm past that. I'm like I did the boss like after that, which is a cool boss fight, by the way.
yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So
Oh, I can't wait for Kayla to go through the field.
yeah, it's
Oh,
good.
I'm scared.
That's-
I love a good cornfield.
That's when the
Love a
audio
good
works real
cornfield.
well.
Yeah, you'll like it. It's
There's
good.
moments where, I'm not going to spoil anything like major, but I just really want to tell you this. Like, you look away
Yeah,
and
yeah,
something's following you and you
Yeah.
hear it. And then you turn around and it stops.
yeah.
That's all I'll say.
I noticed that too.
Woo! It gets you.
no.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Coleman said, I haven't had much issue with the puzzle, but they're still very fun to think through.
Yeah.
Jerica, you mentioned earlier, how you have the settings.
Yeah.
I have also done the story mode for the like
Shoot.
Combat.
action,
Hard.
the combat, and then
Yeah.
I did hard for puzzles. But I don't think you can you do like what's the easiest mode for puzzles? I think hard is still the
so
easiest.
thrown
No.
by the difficulty and the
I
fact
think there's
that
one
you
more.
can't. No, there's not. It's either
okay.
easy or hard. Whatever
Yeah.
that. Or
I think
story
after
or
you,
hard.
I think after you beat it, I've
But there's
seen
like a-
people talk about it. There's like you can unlock a harder mode or something.
A harder mode. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I just want in between. Can I get an in between of this? Because like, I will say
Gianni
you
said
can
it's just story and hard out the gate
Okay.
on both.
yeah, and you cannot change it. Like I don't think you can dial it up or down. You might be able to dial it down somewhere, but you cannot change it after you start your game.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Coal Mines also asked, Jerica, are you doing a ton of area exploring? I'm 6 hours and I'm well past the school, not really rushing it either.
I am. I'm looking for every piece of chocolate, every carcass, so I can. My goal is so I can carry 4 charms. I forget what they're called. Or
It
3
costs a
charms.
lot.
I'm
Okay, it
turning
starts
in.
with an O.
I've
think.
personally
I'm-
been surprised by how much that stuff costs to like upgrade. Because I'm like,
Yo,
where's
I'm
all
using-
where's all these carcasses? Like you're talking about the
I
frog
found a lot of
carcass.
carcasses.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm looking every nook and cranny. There's
Yeah.
things trying to eat me everywhere, but I'm like, let me get that chocolate. Let me get that carcass so I can take it to the shrine and
Mhm.
turn in my faith. So
The
I can wear.
Hokura
2
is
other.
the altar.
Yeah.
There you go. So I can get 2 more charms to wear. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really want to do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've been poking my nose and everything.
Jerica loves a little explore moment.
I'm sort of turned off by it now though, because like I'm getting rewarded obviously with the carcasses, but I really think that's all there is. Like I really want there to be like a weapon or something. I find, which you get some of these throughout some of your encounters, like a different type of weapon that has a different way, like in terms of like distance between you and the enemy, you got some more length on certain things. Not talking about a penis, I'm talking about like a weapon. So this is, sorry, I had to make a penis joke. But like there's like a staff thing that I got at one point, but then it broke, so I don't have that anymore. And also it was in the other world, who knows if that's even real. And then I got this little knife at one point.
Omamori is the like little token
Coal
thing.
Mine says they were rewarded with a good one by exploring. So hey, you're on the right track.
I need to keep looking because I couldn't find. I haven't been able to find a weapon yet. So I was hoping for that,
exciting.
Or at least
get a
like
machine gun.
Yeah, I don't think there's any guns. I wonder if there's any like weapon. No, I'm serious though, because I was like, oh man, it probably doesn't make sense to have guns in the 60s in Japan here in the small town.
Yeah, I feel like the setting and the tone is so well done. Like I definitely, obviously Josh has the most experience with like Japanese culture here, but like I feel like everything is so like detailed. Like even though like the first setting in the town is kind of bland, but like there's little like corners where there's like these things, and like the tokens that you pick up to offer at the altars like all have like, you know, the specific designs. They're all like little pieces of like Japanese culture. Like how do you guys feel about that? Like I feel like it's really well done and like detailed.
I feel like I'm in this town, and I really do love reading and picking up the notes and like learning about this town's focus on science and the doctors, and like some weird things are happening, and they're actually having some differences between spiritual healing and like actual science. Like you see this sort of dilemma this town's in, and like the world feels so good. Like I'm not really I'm not a big note reader and things I'm finding in games and reading, but I'm reading everything that I'm picking up in this game, because this is really it's I think because of the setting being in Japan when it is like in the 60s. I think it's in the 60s.
Yes.
It's just really that time frame is interesting, especially from a female character's perspective in this environment. It's very unique. It's cool.
Very key. Very key.
Is it key?
Also, I think this will be a Discord exclusive for Video Game Book Club.
Discord exclusive.
Check that out for the Discord exclusive. Because I'll show you some, because I have been to Japan 3 times and done a lot of exploring. And so I even went to some really remote shrines that are like untended and all kinds of things. So I'm definitely feeling this from a thematic, like aesthetic point of view. And obviously like the dev team's in Japan. So I think that's interesting to point out that for the Western audience, we kind of see this maybe as like, not novel, but you know what I mean? A little bit exotic or something. For a Japanese audience, you would be instantly connected with a lot of this imagery.
That's cool.
Even if you're not religious, you just grow up in Japan with like a lot of Shintoism like around you. There's one particular scene you'll recall, not too much of a spoiler, Kayla, but it's the mysterious fox man leads your character to this purification ritual with this ladle in the water. This is a Shinto purification thing when you visit a Shinto shrine. Big thing, it wasn't a lot of religions, but in Shinto is purification. And so you're supposed to do this and you'll see him do it. He scoops the water, he dips a certain way, and he even like holds the instrument a certain way, puts it back, wipes it a certain way. This is all like very ceremonial, real life kind of ceremonial stuff.
The scene took its time in a good way.
Yeah, like, it's a really cool scene. And so for us, it's like seems like this kind of mystical fantasy scene, but a Japanese person would be instantly familiar with what this means, what they're trying to say here. So it's very interesting from that perspective. I think it works both ways, as both like a foreigner and someone who's native to that culture. And I'm going to post some pictures though, that kind of like side by sides with Silent Hill and some pictures I took, because it's some interesting stuff. Cool. Especially like I like that this town in this other world is kind of based around this Inari god, which is a fox based god. And in this game they call him O Inari, which is O is just like a honorific. So like, you know, the game Okami, it's like
Yes.
Kami is like a god. Kami is like the main god or something. It means like important. So I visited Fushimi Inari Shrine. It's a big mountain in Kyoto, which is very near the Nintendo headquarters. And I made my wife hike up it, and she was like going to kill me going up because it was way more than she was like signed up for. Because it's
How could you
like,
not do this when you're in Japan, though?
I know.
mean, come on.
And you'll see it. It's a famous place with all the torii gates, like the rows and rows, hundreds of torii gates, right? And the whole mountain, the whole trail, it goes up the mountain, and there's torii gates and old ones and new ones and all these side paths and shrines. And the Inari, the fox imagery is all throughout there. And so it definitely reminds me of a lot of that kind of stuff too. So I'm definitely digging the time period, the aesthetic. And you might recall from your earlier you going through the games, this is way different from like an aesthetic point of view, because the other ones are basically like America or like Maine or something. And suddenly this is like 60s Japan. So even when this game was first announced, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like for Silent Hill, you know?
That's really cool. I was very curious to hear how you thought about it, being someone that's engrossed more in it than us. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I can't wait to talk like more details once I actually know what the heck is going on. But I don't know what the heck is going on at all. No, actually.
I don't know either.
I feel bad for this girl though, because I mean, very clearly she is struggling. You still don't really know a lot about her, but I love reading her journal. Jerica, have you read through her journal at all?
No, I didn't realize. Well,
you need to.
Maybe I am, because like I'm reading it in terms of like the location I'm at and trying to figure out puzzles. Like it takes me to her journal, unless there's like more stuff in there that I'm missing.
There'll be each time like a character, it'll expand some on like that character, or you know.
Oh shit! Yeah, I need to go back.
You need to read it.
I'm dealing with something with one of the two of the characters right now, and I'm like, what's happening here?
There's a lot of insight from her point of view that's very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, next week's gonna be good because I want to dive more into like the relationships with the characters that you're interacting with, because like, man, I'm interested, and then I'm like turned off by some of it, and I'm like, what is happening here? But maybe I'm missing some context from the journal. So
Kayla, you had met some characters probably at this point, but have you just been separated like this whole time from them?
Yes, I haven't reunited. The only thing that I know, and I guess one of the characters has died, and we discovered them. So
that's like where you're at right now, basically.
No, I'm past that.
Okay, so you would have reunited with one person then, right after that scene.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. Shu. Is it Shu?
Yes. Yeah. Which, I mean, come on. This is the friends to lovers we got going on here.
Partners.
Sure.
Partner. Hey, partner.
Partner.
Oh,
hey, partner.
Yeah, it's cute. And that's why, like, to me, that's why I liked reading the journal, because you can see it gives a lot of insight, especially to the family relationships, which you get a little bit about. I was missing the most,
like, because I'm like, it's her sister at the beginning that has left, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and she
died?
There's
she got married. She got married. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But her sister sees it as like she left her in this like, tumultuous like family by herself. They were really close before.
You can see the journal now on stream now, how like it has characters that you can like scroll through.
I've totally missed this. Yeah,
and it's
I'm
like
doing this right after.
Yeah, it looks like
as you play though, it'll add like little pages to each character too. So by now you might have like more story on them.
Yeah, cool. And I'm not always a big journal looker. Like I don't, which is funny because I love to read so much.
Johnny says it took me a minute to realize there were multiple pages for each character entry, and when I figured it out, there's so much good stuff in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's also like not just the characters, but there's stuff on the monsters as you start to discover more, the puzzles as you start to pick up tidbits. And I really like Hishwag rolling in his grave right now. And not grave bed. He's not dead. The map I think is really good.
It is a good map.
I like the way the map looks.
It's a good map.
Patrick is a really big. He loves maps. But
the map. Lately, there hasn't been a lot of them, so
no mini map, but that's okay. It's got a good map.
That's okay, I can hit.
It's okay.
Exactly. I think that
I can hit the button.
The button, or not the button. Dang it! The map also like I I signed this off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I like that it has like indications on the map of like, especially in the puzzle right now that I'm in, like you can kind of see the tidbits of the puzzle. Coal mines makes a good point. Minimap would ruin the
Yeah.
immersion.
You're right.
I do agree.
Mini
You're
maps
right.
are mostly out of style these days, you know.
Yeah, except in a shooter, I would say.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what
you
I
need to
just
see the
Coal mines,
ping.
though. I think Coal mines is playing along with this.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, not giving into the hype of these other video games that's coming
Yes.
out. Like we're all dialed into Silent Hill F. I
Mhm.
think it's
Yeah,
great.
who cares about Hades too?
Yeah.
Play Silent Hill F.
Yeah.
Hot people or scary people? What would you rather
Yeah.
play?
Hot,
Come on.
scary people to some people. I don't know.
Some
I
of
don't
these
like
are hot,
mannequins.
scary people.
They're
I mean,
they're one of these monsters that I've seen in like someone's review, because I think it was IGN, because I just wanted to see like real quickly like what people are just feeling. One, make sure that it's worth our money. And I was like, yeah, I think this would be worth our money. But I saw one monster that just looked like they called them like some kind of boils on their body, but it looked like boobs.
Oh.
I'm very curious if it actually is boobs
It
all
might
over this
be.
monster, or is it just boils? It's hard to tell them apart sometimes. Boil or boob, B or B.
This is intentional, I think.
B or B.
I think it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good
Hate
segue.
boobs. Scary
Expert mode.
monsters.
But yeah, I'm really hot on it. I am glad that I bought it because, like Jerica said, it is full price, $69, right? Was it 60?
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Guess what, y'all?
It's a full price big game.
I didn't listen. I bought it on PC, and it's doing really well on my old PC.
I'm
But you're
glad.
probably playing with a keyboard and mouse.
I am
You know,
playing it on a keyboard and
This
mouse.
is a controller game. It even tells you that when you turn it on.
It does. I'm just,
Kayla's
I'm
I
gonna try
got
it.
this. I'm gonna
okay.
clickety clack and
Whatever.
scroll
just
my way
swinging the
through.
pipe.
I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling all over these beans.
Scrolling, yep. Mouse
Scrolling
wheel.
them. Bye.
I mean, I'm so like distance myself from the controller for some reason. Like
Coal Mine says journal tells you what those big bumps are when you meet that enemy. There you go. So something to look forward to.
Are
Go
they
check
boobs?
it out. Check
Okay,
it out
I'll
in
wait.
the journal.
I'll wait. Okay.
But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know, update you, since we had discussed like what is it going to be like me
Yes.
playing on PC.
You
It
said
actually runs really well.
That's good.
You know,
Optimized.
PS5 Pro owners are locked into whatever enhanced mode this is. I can't pick between performance or quality.
Really?
It runs fine, but like I don't like being locked down.
I know you like
Even
to
though
tweak
I'm sort of getting the
Yeah.
better experience. I'm sort of scared that I'm not. And I turned off HDR because it looks like doo doo.
I don't have it
HDR.
on.
I just turn it off based on what I've heard from you.
If you have an OLED TV or you're playing on a fancy smancy monitor, just anything that has HDR, just turn it off. The game looks so much better without it. That was my tech corner tidbit for the week.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, let's dive into the themes, because I know this is our first time for real, like me and Kayla playing through a complete whole Silent Hill game. So that'd be pretty fun to like talk about like what defines the series as a whole. We got a little introduction to it earlier, just going through each game. But now like, hey, they're obviously known for their psychological depth and, making people or players at least feel with your character. Is this all in my head? What's happening? It's not just about the jump scares, but they get me too. But more
There's a couple.
so. Yeah, more like what's underneath those layers. And, I think Silent Hill, from what I've read today and what I'm experiencing with F, like it is trying to tell a story that's very specific to this character. And not only are there creepy mannequin things, there's a reason these are manifesting for her. And that is a true horror. Like, why is this situation manifesting for this woman's or this girl's like young woman's life? Like, why is she experiencing this? So we're going to kick off expert mode. And Josh, you have some ideas and maybe some questions for us, or at least some thoughts on what kind of story do we think this game's telling, or at least, Silent Hill in general, like what's going on? Like what are we trying to get out of this game?
Yeah, and so we're not really going to spoil the game itself, but we're going to talk about some things thematically happening, because I feel like I've been watching some content about this game on social media, and I'm seeing a debate start to be formed. So I thought this is perfect. We're talking about this tonight. So let's go ahead and maybe jump in on some of this debate based on, me and Jerica have kind of played a little bit more of it. So I think by now I have a pretty good feel of what they're trying to do. And while I don't think you necessarily have to be told like how to feel about a piece of media or art all the time, I do think it's interesting because your read on it is going to be what your read on it is ultimately. But I think there's some overt things that they're doing here that I think some people are missing based on some of the streams and some of the content. And that's what a lot of the debate is. And first of all, aside from the fact that it's very interesting because I think even one of the reviews mentioned that, like, oh, you know, the enemies attack you, but it's weird because they kind of pose in a sexy way before they attack you, right? And there's even some kind of streamers who have kind of, well, you know how streamers are. They'll be kind of gooning over female characters anyway, and so it's like when they see, oh, she's in the schoolgirl uniform. First of all, these are underage characters.
I'll do a pose for you, like one of those mannequins in the field.
Yeah.
Okay.
She got the pose. Kayla hasn't made it this far. Yeah. Some of them are a little suggestive. And the funny thing is the streamers are taking the bait. They're taking the bait. Okay.
Don't y'all take that bait. I know I'm baiting y'all tonight.
For podcast listeners, just tune in to see Jerica pose.
I was popping it. Put a glass on it.
Essentially, you know, a lot of the streamers are taking this bait. They're making, oh, look at this, you know, making the comments that you would expect. Aside from the fact that, I mean, these are like school children, which that's a whole other topic. They're getting you, you're falling for it. This is the whole point of this game. So the point, I'm going to tell you like what they're trying to go for, and you can see it. Kayla's already mentioned a lot of this. There's this intense scene with her mother and father, right? There's all these little posters in the town where you can interact with it, and it's like, oh, here's this most gorgeous woman selling this new product or like whatever, right? Okay. There's a lot of journal entries which Jerica needs to read about like her friends and her feelings towards her friends and how she feels in the town in general. And also there's the setting, 60s post-war Japan. So all of these
this like voicemail you can listen to. I don't know if or the radio that you can listen to that talks about like literally like a woman's place and like out loud. Like
that's probably one of the biggest overt ones, right? Mm-hmm. And so this game is literally the character. She's basically dealing about being a woman in this era, essentially. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's like the theme of this game is her being a young woman in post-war Japan and being frustrated because a lot of the women in her life too, the thing with her sister is a hint at this as well, but a lot of the women in her life ostracize her for being more of like a tomboy or like not speaking like a woman or whatever. You know, her best friend is that.
Yeah, I got to that point where she like mentions like something to Shu, like, oh, like when we were playing like Space Warriors the other night, blah blah blah, and she's like, you talk like a boy.
Yes.
Or, like, I was
and
like,
what's that friend's name? I don't want to spoil anything about that friend, but what's that friend's name?
I can't remember.
There's some really good scenes with her.
Yeah. I'm ready to slap that bitch. I'm sorry.
Rico. Is it Rico?
I think so. It's the priestess's daughter. There's
say one more dumb thing to me, bitch, I'm gonna beat you up.
That character represents the traditional kind of view of like being in your place. And it's also how men perceive women. So a lot of these enemies are mannequins. They don't have a mouth. Women are to be seen, not heard, right? So a lot of these like sexualized poses of the mannequins and stuff, and they're being like almost in this tortured poses and stuff. This whole game is basically an exploration about a young girl turning into a woman and feeling ostracized by society because she doesn't want to fit into like the norms of what they're trying to push on her with its patriarchy, male gaze, or
terrifying.
You know,
very relevant for this day and age. Funny enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Funny enough, this is the Japanese take on that. And so, as Jerica mentioned before, some of these games, I don't want to spoil Silent Hill 2. I think this is a really good. I think there's a reason why they did a Silent Hill 2 remake recently, because, like I said, a lot of these games explored things in different ways, but Silent Hill 2 did the best at what this game is trying to do. I feel like maybe they were trying to hint at the future of the series a little bit. So they remade Silent Hill 2, and then they did this. And both of these games out of the whole series have this strong feeling of the monsters that you face are a representation of your deepest fears or the character's deepest fears. And so one of the most famous Silent Hill monsters, of course, being Pyramid Head. Without spoiling Silent Hill 2 too much, there's some things that are revealed that the character either repressed or they kind of go insane throughout the course of the game. And there's some actions they did that maybe they weren't aware enough or that came to light throughout the game that makes sense, and why Pyramid Head is the physical manifestation of that character's shame, guilt, pain, torture, etc. And so similarly with Silent Hill F, all these creepy looking disfigured female forms, these mannequins and stuff, this is the character's greatest fears being manifested.
I'm terrified. Maybe it's my biggest fears. Maybe that's why this has been so scary.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's so interesting when you go to this other world, and if you read the journal entries, Jerica, she even mentions it's so weird because he's almost like a Prince Charming, and I feel like I'm in a fairy tale and like whatever. But there's something weird going on there, right? And,
well, I keep seeing notes to like don't trust the fox.
It's like don't trust him. And
I've already seen a little bit of that.
And have you seen this little doll that kind of falls around too?
The doll was in the very beginning, though. The doll was the sister left the doll.
Yes.
With her. So I think that's like a representation of like their youth encapsulated.
Yes, exactly. Girlhood. Yeah. So this is once like I got a little bit further and this started clicking, I was like, this is actually way better than I thought it was going to be from a thematic point of view. So I'm really into this at the point, like, again, I don't want to spoil, but there's some stuff that happens with her friends, some crazy moments that happen with that friend that Jerica wants to punch. And it was just like, man, this is so cool. Like you can see what they're going for with some of these themes. And so I'm really interested in how this is going to wrap up, but so far, and it is a slow burn. Even where Kayla's at right now, I was even a little skeptical because I was like, well, I mean, it's a little creepy, but I don't know. It's just like creepy vibes. But as you go more and like learn more, read these journals, get more into the story, and it's kind of a slow burn on this storyline. But I think it's trying to tell such an interesting concept. I'm really curious how well it executes by the end. So this is the first episode of Video Game Book Club on this. And so I just thought it was a good time to like maybe consider that, not to tell you like for sure, like that's how you have to read this. But I think, like you said, there's like radio, they're just telling you exactly like, well, woman's place is, so it's like, they want you to consider this at least.
Yeah.
And how you feel about this. At least
for the time period in itself. Yeah. I'm very curious to see how it continues to like build. Because I think that that's obviously like really interesting to like play a game from this perspective, because I feel like that there's not a ton of that.
I'm sold. I'm ready. I mean, I love doing this podcast for y'all, but I'm ready for us to wrap up so I can go and read these journal entries now, because I've missed a lot of context. Like, I can't wait.
They're like, really good, even the enemy ones, because it's like from her perspective. So it's very interesting, like how she's perceiving things. And I think there is, like I mentioned, there's religious aspects to this too, is Japanese Shinto traditional religion mixed in with this. So, and like you said, the town was kind of dealing with this curse, or there's some of them are talking about this folklore and like, oh, we've upset these gods or like whatever. But then there's also like these doctors and stuff. So, I mean, there's a lot of themes they're exploring here, right? So it's like patriarchy, religion, women, all this kind of stuff. So this is right up my alley for, well, in general, but especially for this time of year. I think this was a great pick. And I was worried because some of the most recent Silent Hill games just weren't doing it for me. Like I said, that's why I only dabbled in some of the most recent ones, because it's like, they're okay. But
they're remaking the first one now, right? Bloober Team. They did obviously the second one. I think
so.
I think they're remaking the first one. I think that was announced recently.
Yeah. And so Silent Hill 2 has been one of my favorites, just because, like I said, I don't want to spoil it, because since the remake, I think Kayla should probably circle back to the remake, Silent Hill 2 remake eventually. But
I do too. Like,
I think you should play it eventually.
I might as well just see both of them through.
Without spoiling, there's some really heavy themes in that one that it's pretty crazy, like especially for the time when it came out.
So the original Silent Hill is getting a remake, and it was officially announced by Konami at the press start presentation in June of 2025. So just not that long ago, actually.
Even like
there's any other news on it.
It's famous. Silent Hill has these like sexy nurse enemies too, and even those in that game are like a representation. They are a representation of lust and guilt and stuff like that. And so, like you said, a lot of the the subconscious stuff plays into this. They always kind of mess with like what's real, what's not real, what is being projected based on the character's deepest fears or desires. And so this seems like a return to form. I'm really excited how this has turned out so far because
it was a bold choice, and I think
Konami
I'm like, hell yeah.
has been, and this is a funny thing because Caleb mentioned this, like, oh, the last Silent Hill game was so long ago. Well, Konami's basically been just gone. They've just been making gambling games like pinball machines, pachinko machines. They haven't really been even like back. They're back kind of now, but they haven't been doing anything really. So we'll see like where this goes, I guess. I think this is going to be a big success for them, which I'm excited because the reviews are really hot on it right now. And so I think hopefully sales are good because I definitely want to see this franchise continue.
Interesting. So the specifically the writer for Silent Hill F is Ryukishi 07, who has worked on other visual novels. Like they actually are like an author of like it looks like graphic novel kind of thing.
That's
Very
probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
probably
I'm
why
gonna
it has that
maybe some
Uzumaki
research.
feel.
Yeah. I just think that's interesting. So I might do some background research on some of his books.
I always butcher his name. Uzumaki. Did I do it?
Well, that's the name of the book.
That's
Does that sound right? There's an Uzumaki themed outfit in Death Stranding 2.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ooh, interesting.
You're trying to bait, so I'll play it. Yeah. Okay.
Well, mine
Game's
said
good.
it's already sold 1 million copies.
Oh, that's
which is
great.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
It's
like
And
people
the review
people wanted
scores are-
it.
The
Yeah.
reviews are good. It is a little expensive, but if it's a good game, that makes it.
And I will
Okay.
say,
Yeah.
despite being locked into some weird enhanced mode, it runs really well on PS5. Like I have had no significant dips.
It runs well on Kayla's computer too. So
Yeah. Josh, are
Kayla's
you playing
computer's
on?
on its last
I'm playing
leg.
on PC. Yes,
That's really wild that it's playing this game.
I'm playing on
doing
PC. I have no issues. No
Well
glitches.
made.
It looks good, and like honestly, like my load times aren't that bad, and like everything like is fully rendered. I think like I haven't had any issues where like things are kind of like halfway, no T poses, nothing.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Unless intentional by the mannequin.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Didn't
But
think
yeah,
about that.
the mannequin themes, everything, it just ties back. So I think, even knowing like a lot of the books Kayla reads, I think you'll be into this as we get further into this, just the theming in this.
Funny enough, there's actually a book that I was already going to compare this to called Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones.
Oh,
Wow.
Stephen Graham Jones. I've read something. What did I read?
That sounds terrifying.
I read
I
something
never
by
want to
Stephen
hang
Graham
out
Jones.
with mannequins at night. Multiple plural mannequins? No.
Mannequins, yeah.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I think this is gonna. I think I'm interested to see as Kayla gets further, like what your thoughts on the theming and story is. And Jerica, it sounds like you're ahead of me, so I need to catch up. So
Yeah, how do we want to, Jerica, guide us through what the next checkpoint will look like? Anything we should be looking for? This is the first time we've ever done like a brand new release aside from Tiny Bookshop, which I feel like is very different because it's not like as linear. I mean, it is, but it's not at the same time. So what can we expect from the weeks to come?
So probably for next week, we're just gonna dive into like the next major. We'll start trickling in with some spoilers because, like, hey, we want y'all to be able to play along, and then like, if you don't see yourself playing this anytime soon, or just want to know our opinions, it's gonna be a good time. So we probably will start talking more about the story and where we're at and like specific things that are happening, so we can go further with the conversation that Josh started. Maybe see if you can find some new characters. I would love for everyone to have a commitment of 3 to 5 more hours of gameplay. Can we do that?
for sure.
Yes. Everyone in chat, whoever's playing with us, Coal Mines, you're already
Coal Mines
you'll
will
probably
have
have
it
it
beat.
beat.
Yeah, he'll have it beat.
So you've already done your due diligence. So if I could send you a cookie, I would. I mean, I technically could, but just know I want to give you a cookie for doing so well.
Oh, Coleman says a really interesting point to stop for discussion would be when you get the plucked wings achievement, or maybe further. That sounds interesting.
Gianni's also in. Gianni's playing a lot.
Hell
I
yeah.
saw Gianni
Let's
posted that they were
go.
playing.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, we could set that as a good, easy thing to look for, the plucked wings achievement.
Plucked wings. See if we can get to it.
I'm down. I can't wait.
I want to get to the
play it
monster
right
with the bumps. So I can figure out what they are.
What's that fear of holes? If you have that,
I got it.
Trypophobia.
I got it. Whatever
there
it
you
is.
go.
Yep,
when it
I
comes
have
up, when she dies and it comes through like the face with the little holes, that kind of freaks me out too. And I'm not even.
Yo, Kayla, it just made me think of something.
Yes.
You're an anime watcher. Josh, you probably would like this too. There's a manga that's recently been adapted to. There's the whole first season's out now. It just wrapped up. They don't have dubs yet, so you have to read subtitles. But it's called "The Summer Hikaru Died," and a lot of the vibes from this game are sort of bleeding into that kind of that atmosphere and is like identity in a rural Japanese town. It's very good.
Interesting.
How many episodes are?
I think it's like 12 episodes.
There's
how many
only
episodes
one.
was in? Hold on.
We got the
Audrey.
Yeah, Audrey.
How many episodes is in Hikaru? 12 or 13.
Josh, you gotta. You can't put that at the top of your queue.
Josh,
you got too much ready.
You're right. But
Josh,
it's only 12 episodes.
And they're short.
Is it done?
Episodes. That's why I hate anime.
Is it done? Yeah.
Well, I hate and love it. Their episodes are so short. It's not done. The next.
Okay.
They confirmed season 2, and the next like chapter or whatever for the manga comes out next month.
Okay.
So wow, Coleman said plucked wings is probably 2 hours after school, setting a low bar for Kayla to get to.
Okay.
Yeah. That's hard. No, that's hard. She's not even to the scarecrow yet.
I think if you really dive in and not play anything else this week, you can do it.
Okay. We'll see if it's possible. If I can put down my well, I don't even know what else I'm playing right
eyes.
Now. Yeah.
Kayla, you can't watch Hikaru. Josh, you should watch like a few episodes of Hikaru. I just want your take on it. Yeah, you should watch. It's good.
I might be able to.
It's good. It's good. It's not good. It's good art. God, the art's so fucking cool. Like the thing that is in the town. I like the art style. It's really cool.
I have to confess, because we're almost done with the show. Yeah. I need to tell you what my ADHD brain has been doing this whole episode.
What? No. What's happening?
Every time we say town, I'm going, what town? From The Last of Us.
Oh my god!
Or Joel says
you should let it out. Let it out, Kayla.
Every single time.
I'm like, what?
Every single time Jerica has said it, I'll go, what down?
You're so funny.
Down.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was all.
Anywho,
I'm wearing my clicker bait. It's coming out of me.
Yep.
Give me.
I did forget to insert in any responses to our question, but I don't know if anyone responded this week. If anybody did, it was Coal Mines, but he's been such a great
Coal Mines been in here. We could check real quick. Let's see.
No, we did not. But next time, you guys should play along with us and answer our question so that you're involved in the conversation.
Maybe at the end of this, after every week, if you are someone that participates and answers the question, you might get a free piece of merch, something new I'm designing.
Check out jkgamespodcast.com.
Yeah, I might pick my favorite response.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it just came out of this old noggin right here.
That requires that not only do you follow us on JK Games Podcast on all platforms, but also that means you got to be in the Discord, which we link everywhere all the time.
Got to be in it.
And that also means you got to be in the conversation. So I'm down, and I can't wait to revisit.
You got to play to win. We're a play to win podcast.
Microtransactions.
Yeah.
Microtransactions. All aboard. Loot Crate.
So funny.
All right.
Well, that was a good intro to Silent Hill. Yeah.
Yeah. Our first introduction to Silent Hill and our first impressions for Silent Hill F. Look forward to having everyone back next week to see if, hey, does this game get harder? The puzzles get more difficult? Are the things on that boss boobies? Or are they boils? We're going to find out. So until then, be safe in those streets full of fog. And I can't think of anything else to rhyme with that. Yeah, whatever Kayla said, I can't hear.